Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yeah, a little off the beaten path, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, definitely dabbing into some stuff that I don't normally do at all, ever. But this video and this craft was not brought to you by me. Well, I guess the video was. I mean, that's a little silly to say in the first place, but yeah, so this video, craft, wow, this video was brought to you by, this video was brought to you by Smucker's Jelly. No, this craft was brought to you by one of your fellow subscribers. His name is Damon Holmes. Now, he's, kind of brought up one major issue. At least it's an issue for me, a little bit. And I'm going to address that a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to talk a little bit about him. He's a 13-year-old, I believe. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of an ass, and I should have kind of fact-checked this. And yes, I just cursed. No, so anyways, I'm sorry if I forgot how old you are. I do know that you're like 13 or 14. I'm really sorry. It's been a long time since we actually talked. Considering the duration of, when you actually are online and, all that other good stuff. He was diagnosed with cancer, and he had throat cancer. I'm very sure of this. And I felt really bad for him, and I really wanted to do something for him. I considered naming a spacecraft or something along those lines, a station or a base after him, but I just didn't like that idea, and I really felt like it really didn't take that much of effort, really, to do something like that. I mean, I could have launched a million little things or whatever, but you guys understand kind of what I mean by that. And then he finally, he just recently messaged me on my live stream video, and he was talking about that, like, basically one other thing that I will address, I promise, but he basically said, well, dude, could you do a review of my craft, or, basically just fly something, fly this craft that I built, and I'll send you the craft file, and you can test it out. And I totally said okay, because I am not gonna say no to you, dude. Being 13, 14 years old, that young, and being diagnosed with something like that, my mother is 53, and she got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and it's a little bit of a different thing, but in the same respect, having something terminally wrong with you, I mean, not terminally wrong, multiple sclerosis doesn't actually kill people, but it just having some kind of disease that you cannot get rid of, cannot do anything about, there's no cure, no real help that they can give you other than certain things that will kind of help get rid of it or prevent, like with multiple sclerosis, you take interferon, which basically is a steroid which prevents basically your antibodies attacking your axons and all that other stuff. Or not your axon, but your myelin sheath in your body, in your brain, or or in your spinal cord. And it's just kind of like there's not very much you can do. It's just like with cancer, dude. You're like 13 or 14. At 13 or 14. Like, I'm like a shadow of my 13-year-old self. Like, I can't even remember half the stuff I was into or even really cared about when I was 13, other than, obviously, the latest, what is it, I think maybe Nintendo 64 stuff. I can't even really remember what, I mean, I didn't even have a cell phone, so it's like, I barely remember a lot of the stuff when I was younger, around that age, other than, like, being in middle school, high school, and it's just, dude, you got a lot of balls, man. That's all I gotta say. I don't know how you could just walk around every day and just be kind of accepting of something like that. And I look at my mother too, and it's like something like that. She walks around accepting something like that, that one of the days that she wakes up, she might not be able to move her legs. You know, it's like, how can you even sleep? To me, it's like, how could you, it's like every moment it just gets a little bit more, like, I can't even explain it. Like, it's just, every day that goes by, every minute that goes by, I mean, you just kind of want to, like, grasp every second. And, I'm pretty sure at one point you really went through something like that, or even remotely something like that, where you just couldn't really fathom the idea of everything that's going on around you. And I can't even fathom the idea of something like this happening to me, let alone someone I love, someone I care about. And, for you guys, I love you guys. My girlfriend makes fun of me and says that I care more about Kerbal and what's going on with YouTube than I do about you guys. And I don't want to say that I do, but at the same time, like, if you guys had some way to directly contact her or talk to her or even anything, she'll probably be able to tell you guys the number one thing that I always talk about every single day is, oh, well, we can't do anything until this time because I gotta get a video up. Oh, we can't go out until 7 or 8 o'clock because I gotta get my video up first. And I know that, I'm not always a constant stickler when it comes to having a video every single day, but I really do try for you guys. I really respect the community that has grown on my page, as well as the Kerbal Space Program community as a whole. And I really don't aim to offend anybody, nor plagiarize anybody in any kind of way. Which brings me to my next topic. Now, Damon Holmes, the same person, obviously, suggested that I not only review his craft, but I review other people's craft, and I just fly them around and have fun in, just kind of do this kind of on a regular basis. Now, I like the idea of that, and I am not knocking your idea in any kind of way, but the problem is that other people on YouTube also happen to do these kinds of things, and I believe HOC Gaming, that's one person. I didn't really get a clear, definitive answer on whether people would be okay with me doing this or not. So I don't want to just go ahead and push forth without, like, a general approval, only because I don't want to really cut any ties or step on anyone's toes. I've never been that way, ever. I don't want to, cause any kind of uproar or ruckus between me or anybody on the YouTubes. And it's just a really weird community. It's a really awesome community, and I have to say, some of you people are probably some of the most forgiving and nicest people I've ever met. And you're really just a unique crowd of people that I've never really been exposed to in my life. It's been a fun ride. That's all I can say. I've had so much fun doing this. This is one of the things that I never really thought I would do, and I used to always make fun of people for doing it. Why is the engine off? Oh, okay. I never knew I don't fly planes, guys. I don't know these things. But that's the main thing, is I just really want, like, a definitive kind of answer. If you guys want me to do this, then I will do it. But the problem is I don't want to be considered a hack for, in some way, shape, or form, copying somebody else. That's kind of the main thing, is I've always tried to steer clear of trying to copy somebody else in some kind of way. And with this game, it only comes full circle. Eventually, everyone is going to copy somebody else. I mean, for me, my main inspirations for doing videos, starting all of this, and basically everything were from the Yogscast, CNanners, Kurt J. Mac, Thor LP, which, if you guys haven't checked out Thor LP, he's not really big in the community, but really cool stuff. Insane Rockets division. Everyone likes just Insane Rockets. It's great stuff. But, forgot who else. you know, I didn't really get much into HOC gaming, and I know a lot of people out there like love his videos. There's a few other people that have been telling me to check out this person and that person, and I try to steer a little clear of other people's videos in one sense that I don't want a seed to be planted in my mind and for me to end up like doing something that is related to what they're doing only because I saw them doing it. And that I mean, everyone kind of gets inspired from somebody else to do something, and it always kind of just stems off from there. Like, my main thing when I first started, and if you guys notice, like, if you go to, like, some of my very first videos, my main thing was, at that time, I never saw rovers in the game, actual stock rover. So I was, like, almost compelled at that point to put out a video of how to get a rover to the moon, how to make a rover, and just rover-related stuff. Because at that time, it was like 0.18 or something like that. I don't honestly remember what point I started playing this game. They had the aircraft wheels, and you had like the girders and stuff like that in the ion engines. You didn't have like any real like robotic parts or anything like that as far as rovers are concerned. So that was like kind of my main thing. I was like, holy crap, I should at least do a video about this so somebody knows, you know, that this can be done. I didn't see anything on it prior, so I was like, okay, well, you know, I did a really big search. I searched for a couple days, checking out everyone else's videos, checking out as much as I could at that time to see that, okay, well, I haven't seen anything on rovers, so I might as well do something. So that's kind of where that stuff all came from. This is how I started. And hold on one second. I just didn't really, you know, my main thing is I just don't like to step on people's toes. I would more than love to do reviews of people's crafts and just all kinds of weird crap that people make in the game and everything else. Yeah, I think this is awesome right here. I mean, this is the weirdest thing I've ever flown, but it flies pretty well, except for doing, I think, vertical dives. I did like a vertical dive with it and it like spazzed out, but yeah, whatever. Let's do a little height test on this thing, see how high we can go. That's the one other thing I always do with these things, is I never have been good with like building these planes or doing anything involved with the planes, so I really just don't know what the capabilities of building these kinds of things are. Because I'm more of a, when it comes down to like plane simulations and stuff, like I like Flight Simulator, but I only like that game in short bursts. Like, I can't play it more than like an hour or two, and then I won't play it for like 2 months or 3 months. It's just not, the game is there, like you can play, but there's only so much you can do. Once you master takeoff and landing, everything else is just kind of, you know, boring. I get that, and that's just my point of view. I mean, if somebody likes Flight Simulator, more power to you. I mean, I agree that, you know, because a lot of people have been saying that they need to release a new Flight Simulator because it's been so long. And I agree totally, too. I mean, I know that I think Microsoft Studios, like, completely canned the idea of the next one to ever come out, which I think is kind of sad because it was, like, one of those kind of games for PC that, like, everybody and their mother owned. You know, it was kind of like back, like, for me, back in early gaming days, like, when I first started gaming, and even just the idea of playing a game on the computer, it was like everybody and their like mother owned Doom, Myst, and what was the other game? Earthworm Jim, and you know, a few other little titles on PC. It's just like everybody had them. Like, no matter whose house, like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, like everybody I knew had that game. So it was always kind of like you would always end up going to somebody's house and playing that. So it's like with Flight Simulator to not exist is just kind of a sad thing in the first place. But, you know, I'm sorry for not having a super entertaining episode. I've been, you know, just kind of been flying around. But I find this kind of cool that I can just basically flip around and then just start burning the opposite direction without even really, yeah, like, it's just weird to me. But, you know, this has definitely been fun. I'm going to try to land this thing one more time. I'm not very good with these planes at all, once again, so please bear with me while I fly this craziness. I'll bring the engine down a little bit because, probably going to crash. I mean, I'm not very good with planes. I really am not good. So, yeah, I just wanted to get this out for you guys, let you guys kind of know what's going on, and just kind of get some feedback. I mean, I've been a little bit lacking in feedback, and I've really been wondering what's going on, and, you know, kind of stuff like that, but I never, like, I'm humble about everything I do. So, you know, with this, I mean, I do feel like sometimes that maybe I'm doing something wrong, but then I can't really put my finger on what I'm doing wrong, and, you know, I never get the kind of feedback that I'm expecting, but at the same time, I'm never expecting positive or negative feedback. I'm just expecting something. So that's the part about the community that I really like about you guys, but at the same time, it's always kind of a question mark above my head, because I really don't want to be a ripoff of somebody. That's kind of like my major thing. And as far as you can go, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like I said, there's only so many ways that parts can be configured together before this person makes something that looks exactly like somebody else's made, and yet they're doing almost the exact same thing with it, except for they're not. And then you're like, okay, well, is he trying to rip him off, or is he not trying to rip him off? You know, if you guys want to look up, like, some really serious, funny kind of plagiarism and stuff like that, as far as, like, YouTube is concerned, I can't think of... The only real one that I really ever followed was Irate Gamer and Angry Video Game Nerd. And, you know, the nerd came first, and then Irate. And if you watch some of the beginning videos, and I don't want to start a big war about this on my channel or anything like that. I really don't want to be involved in any kind of way. It's just, if you watch some of the Angry Video Game Nerd episodes, like some of the beginning ones, and then you watch the Irate ones, the Angry Video Game Nerd ones, or I mean, I should say the Irate Gamer videos are strikingly similar in the reviews. With a few of them, and it's almost comical how strikingly similar they are, and I don't ever want to be on that kind of a level. Not to mention, if I'm gonna kind of address this as well right now. You know, I get a little bit angry if somebody actually accuses me of trying to be like somebody or sound like somebody. I don't actually try to do any of that stuff. I actually kind of despise it when someone says that, and I don't despise them because I'm not going to say that they don't know any better or anything like that, or, you know, try to question their actual intelligence when it comes to watching the videos and, you know, critiquing somebody. Oh my god. Yeah, that wasn't good. Wow. Really not good. We'll just, we'll pretend that never happened. What is it? Yeah, there we go. But, you know, I try to do and have my own unique channel. I try to do my own unique things that are relative to Kerbal Space Program, and I always just try to stick to that. And when it comes down to other games, I'll check some stuff out. If I really want to do it, I might do a Let's Play of it, but I try to really stick to Kerbal, because this game has been something I've waited for, like, my entire life. That's how awesome of a game I really think this is. This is one of the kind of games I've always questioned when I was playing Flight Simulator. Like, why can't I go to space? Why? Why can't I? But, you know, I guess if you guys like this episode, you know, let me know or whatever, and if you guys want to see me review more stuff, I can do that. You know, I'll let you guys know in another episode, you know, the email you can send to and everything else and all that good stuff if I'm going to go forward from here. But, you know, after I get the reviews in, and, you know, I kind of just read everything over, and I really get, like, a solid, honest answer. That's what I'm really looking for, is a solid, honest answer from you guys. So, if you let me know, there might be more of this to come, or this might be the only episode, but I really did feel like I needed to dedicate at least one video or do something for Damon. That's just me. So, anyways, guys, I know I kind of crashed this thing, and that wasn't really that fun, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Once again, you guys have best subscribers, best viewers. Yeah, whatever. You guys are just awesome. So, thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, subscribe. You know, there's always more to come. At least rocket stuff related. And, yeah. I will see you next time.